Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording session of Hearthstone. I have been trying to curate my quests, but let's change this one out. Okay, that one didn't do anything. Actually it did. We have a priest here and a priest here, and win 7 games in any mode, so we are looking at potentially an all priest run to begin with, and maybe 3 episodes, which would be nice since we haven't done 3 episodes in a long time. We are still, as of this recording, going to doing Blackrock Mountain. I have 1 more week left, so maybe 1 or 2, maybe even 3 recording sessions if it lines up on that last Thursday. And then after that, we will be done with Blackrock Mountain, and we can start doing arena runs, regardless of how much gold we really have or not. Doesn't really bother me that much. We have 1,600 gold. I'm going to use 700 of that for the last week, and then that will leave me, I believe,
Job's done.
900 gold at least. So not the 3,500 that I wanted. We'll greet him back. One thing I have noticed while recording is that I will be ever so slightly more polite when I'm recording than I will be when I'm not. Often when I'm playing offline and people greet me, I don't bother to greet them back. Just because I'm usually distracted. Very distracted. Anybody that spectates me when I'm not recording probably will notice that it takes me a real long time to make a move, and the reason for that is, of course, I'm not even on the window. I've alt-tabbed to a different window. I'm checking on my videos, I'm watching Twitter, I'm potentially listening to some kind of podcast streaming out of my phone, or watching a video on my tablet. I mean, it is not unheard of that 3 or 4 different computers would be doing 3 or 4 different things at the same time. I have received my video card. It is a GTX 970 gigabyte, 4 gigs of video card RAM. It is huge. The box it came in was huge. The video card is huge. The last computer I built, which was about 6 years ago, had passive cooled video cards, 2 of them in SLI, and in the passive coolers, they went very far back into the computer case, and this one goes just as far back as the passive cooling radiators, but it has 3 fans on it, so that's 2 issues. I may not actually be able to fit it into one of my cases, and it may actually be very loud. Maybe not. It all kind of just depends. Alright, so if I double this guy's attack to 14 and then change it, he would be in the attack of 14. That's something to consider next turn. That would win me the game.
Handle it!
2. That's only 3. Yeah, I probably got this whole thing done. Alright. So we double this guy's health. We change this to 14. We put this here. We use this to kill this guy. We use this to kill this guy. And then we use this to kill this guy. I do happen to agree with that. I think I almost got to rank 16. We're almost at the end of the recording of the season. Not the recording session. We're almost to the end of the season, and I almost got up to rank 17, which would be a new one for me, but hardly really getting me anywhere. And I've been playing in this season just non-stop. It really is the point, goes to show that if you just don't have good cards and better skill than I do, you're not going to get high up in the ranks, even if you play ridiculous amounts. So the whole ranking system is this weird professional ranking system that need not apply to a even above average player in Hearthstone. You're just not going to get up to legendary status. Maybe one day I will, but not anytime soon. And it's grindy even at that, because you kind of have to grind your way up to as high as you can, and that'll get you bonus stars for the next season, and then use those bonus stars to grind your way up some more. If you are the lowest legendary, I wonder, does it start you at legendary? Does it start you at the rank right below legendary, rank 1? I wonder where, if you were the lowest ranked legendary person and the season ended, I wonder how many bonus stars you'd actually get. Or maybe once you get to legendary, you can never fall out of legendary. I don't know. That would be kind of cool, at least. But
someday I'll be just like you.
But then there would be this weird break between better players at rank 1 than were in the legendary section. Let's go ahead and bring this guy out and see if we can actually use this. I don't know why this is in my deck. I'm looking forward to those deck rebuilds after Black Rock Mountain. I'm also looking forward to doing other things than playing Hearthstone. It has been, I would say, 99.5% all of my YouTube time has been on Black Rock Mountain, grinding for gold to afford it. It's a complete waste of time. It would have been way easier just to spend real world money. I've proven it is possible if you want to spend an entire month grinding for gold. And really it was 2 months. Let's not forget that I was grinding for a full month before Black Rock Mountain even came out.
Trespasser. Job's done.
This might have been a mistake. I think this was a mistake.
Tazdingo! Yes!
Let's see, how can we get rid of this guy? I could hit this guy and then heal him, but I'm just gonna end the turn where we stand. Very lucky to get a victory on the first try. We'll start with this recording. One more lucky victory and we'll have 80 gold very quickly.
It's time for a little blood.
See, that is what I was trying to avoid. Let's see.
Hello, hello.
this guy out there. And kill this guy. Use this to kill this guy. Start smashing this guy in the face again. Not sure what the strategy will be when I finally get around to rebuilding the priest deck. It definitely needs to be around healing somehow. That's his main ability. That's what all his character cards do.
Yes.
I'm not sure that this berserker strategy works as often as it should. Oh, so I was talking about the 970, and so I've got that. I've got an SSD, I've got a hard drive, but the problem is that's all I've got, and that's all I can basically afford. That's not completely true, but it's almost completely true, in the sense that I could probably get the motherboard, and if I put it on sale, I could probably get the processor. But the RAM and the CPU, no, the PSU, the power supply unit, would probably not. And the computer, my new computer will not run, it will not even turn on unless I have all of those elements. RAM is something I've been definitely thinking about. There is 8 gigabytes of RAM in this computer, in this laptop I'm using now. I think 32 is the right number to get for the new system, because I use almost 8 gigabytes right now playing these games and recording. That is to say, basically, because I'm recording on the same hardware, I'm using twice as much as most people would probably need. I think 8 gigabytes for somebody who just wants to play games is fine, but if you're a YouTuber, you're not just playing video games, you're playing video games and recording them, and usually you have to have something else up, like a chat, which means a web browser, and that can often use a lot of RAM too. So I think 32 is about the right number. I would love to go to 64. I'd love to go to 128 of the DDR4 RAM I'll be needing to get, but the price goes up when you do that, and so I think I can fill half of the slots with 32. At some point, maybe fill the other half with another 32 and go up to 64. Same is true with the video card. I have one video card. If, in theory, I wanted to try and get a second video card and put them in SLI mode, I could do that, and that would be almost as good as having twice as powerful.
Time runs out on me.
Right now, the twice as powerful card for a 970 would be, my guesstimation would be about that Titan, not the Titan X. I have two characters here who are conflicting. This one is turning my heal power into something else. Into damage, so I can't heal anything to activate these guys' powers. That kind of sucks.
My pain.
But I'm not too worried about it at the moment. As for the motherboard and CPU, you can never double those, really. You can only get a new motherboard and get a new CPU, and so we're gonna be stuck with whatever we get, which is fine. The motherboard is almost not a huge concern. It just needs to be the thing that accepts all the other things you want. So as long as your video card processor and RAM all work with that motherboard, which it can be at times a difficult thing to make sure of, any extra features it has is probably not that important. You just want to make sure it has like USB 3.0, whether that's the reversible Type-C connector or not is up to you. For playing video games, you don't need one that has a Wi-Fi built in. I think that's kind of a silly thing for a PC owner anyways. There's the M2 connectors to use the new M2 connection standard that's supposed to be for laptops, in my opinion at least.
Minions, serve soldiers of the cold dark. Obey the code
But
of Kel'Thuzad.
yeah, there's not a lot of other things it really needs to do. It just the real important things is, does the processor fit the same socket as the CPU, because that has to be exactly right. Does the motherboard support what speeds of RAM? I'm going to DDR4. My last build was DDR3 and probably very a slow speed of it. So often it will say like DDR3 1333 and the DDR4s are like 2100 or something about that. Whatever the number at the end is there is the speed of it, and fast RAM is, let's see, this would heal, wouldn't it? No, this would still do damage, but it would also damage my guys.
Consider.
That's an interesting thought. Let's try this. Can he win? Yes, he can. Darn it, lost. He couldn't have lost anyway. Either way. I was close, but still one turn behind. And I can definitely feel that I didn't do it. So on my Murlocs deck, I'm at level 57 for the Paladin. He was about 32 before I started playing for Blackrock Mountain. He's going to be at level 60 almost certainly very fast. I'm going to take him up to level 60 anyways, just so I can retire his Murlocs deck to, well, not retire it, I'm going to give it to the next lowest character, and then whenever I feel the need to play offline, which I think I'm going to do until at least I get that 3500 and I'm secure in the fact that I have a lot of gold sitting around ready for the next expansion.
The light shall burn you.
Just in case they decide to say the next expansion is coming out in a month, which would be really bad for them to do, and I doubt they are going to bother to do that. But well, I don't even really care if it's the next expansion, if it's like Goblins versus Gnomes and just more cards, but I'd still be a little upset even with that. But if it's another adventure thing in like a month, that would be ridiculous. That would certainly be something that would push me to stop playing Hearthstone if they started down the path of every month or every couple of months there's a new event, new expansion. That was what finally killed me on playing the cell phone games Simpsons Tapped Out and then the family game guy Quest for Stuff games. They're practically the same game, but all that was about was that every month they'd have an event, and if you bought their in-game currency, maybe you could get all of the stuff that were available for a limited amount of time. But if you tried to play it regularly, a reasonable amount of hours, you would never collect enough of these items that were required, and it just became this whole ridiculous thing of wasting your time playing this game. It was barely a game. Barely a game. All it was tapping on the screen to collect the gold, and that was it. There was nothing else to it. Let's see. That's this guy. Protect your face. Protect your face. I do want to have some games on my phone though, but almost always every game I try is just annoying. It's just trying to get in-app purchases. It's this whole ridiculousness of like, it's not something that's worth playing all of the time. Some of the games that have stayed on my phone the longest are games like a Solitaire collection. But the problem with that is I only play it once every 6 months. I keep it because I know at some point I might play Solitaire again. But that's pretty much the only games that stay on my phone. Everything else gets taken off because it's not fun enough. It's just not. It's not enough of a game. Let's see. This guy. Protect this. Protect this. But I think we will switch to the Murloc deck after we win with the priest. There's no reason to stick with the priest after this. Let's see.
Crush you.
Go ahead and hit this guy. And hit this guy. Hit this guy. Yeah, that worked. That worked just fine. Deal 2 damage to all enemies. This'll do 5. Well, it looks like it's gonna take just a little bit longer to win it to. But I still think I've got it. How often have I said that and been proven wrong? So, to get back to the computer thing, if you want to support me, help me get those last few parts that are needed. 2 ways to do that now. I'll go ahead and mention them now. One is the direct route, which is fine. By clicking on my name, Rydo, on the right is a blue button that says support this channel. When you click it, you can donate money directly to me. That would definitely help. The other way is the indirect route, is in the description are Amazon.com affiliate links that if you just click on those and shop at Amazon as you normally would, or even buy a little bit of extra stuff of anything, I get a percentage, a smaller percentage of whatever you buy. So that's a pretty indirect route, but it does seem like a good deal all around. Because if you're the regular type of person who shops on Amazon, every time you order, you're probably gonna spend $50 or $60 anyways. How did he give this guy that much health? Interesting. Deal 2 damage or heal.
The damned stand ready.
Let's see.
Give that minion a turn to get ready.
I could deal 2 damage to these guys, but there's really no reason. And I don't want to activate this until the end. That way he'll be less cautious.
Is someone injured?
Interesting. Not very powerful, but
Some still
alright.
My shield
There.
for Argon!
And then
My
we
fate
do
is sealed.
this. And then we do this.
Job's done.
I guess that works a little bit. Priest versus priest. If I can do enough damage. I guess he's looking for the card that will turn health into attack. He could do some major damage to me eventually.
You to master.
Into the breach!
Heal herself. I think I've lost. Sadly. We'll go ahead and play this.
Job's done.
Tempt him to waste all his attacks killing this guy.
My apologies.
Okay, that sucked. That sucked. I will be doing The Witcher 3 because of it came free with the video card, if I haven't mentioned that. However, that does mean it will be probably just because of timing, and frankly this episode won't even be out by the time Witcher 3 is released unless there's some major delays. So almost certainly I'm going to be playing it on the laptop, which is a 770 mobile
Anduin
video
versus
card
Gul'dan.
versus a 970. So
Your soul
there you
shall be mine.
have it.
The light shall
As
bring
far as
victory.
a slight indication on the power. So some of the settings will almost certainly be turned down, and it will probably be noticeably not as good looking as it should be, which is a real bummer to me. It's definitely not something I want.
Job's done.
want to happen, it's just probably something that's going to happen. Alright, is he gonna kill his only character too? Oh, a Warlock Murloc deck. Interesting. So we bring this guy out. That was a mistake, I think. Slash on the face.
Job's done.
I meant to heal this one, but I guess it doesn't matter.
What you want?
Alright, let's see, taunt of
Undone will be ours.
double his health even. I could attack this guy, but then I'd kill him, so just end the turn here.
Handle it.
Let's see what else has been going on. Oh, well, it's probably of no actual consequence, but I did record the code to our puzzle map from Minecraft, and I suppose that's cool enough.
The damned stand ready.
It was not broken up as and numbered as far as the puzzles as the code one, so I only got about 15 episodes out of it versus the 30 I got out of the first one, which kind of stinks. It just means that less footage, less number of episodes. I guess I sorta, as a YouTuber, thrive on number of episodes if I put all my hundreds and hundreds of videos down into just one episode, then I would, in theory, get less views and less watches and all, but that's really just not a legitimate
My fate is sealed.
concern. It's not something to really be that upset about. Videos should just be natural in length. In fact, honestly, it seems like YouTube wants you to be unnatural in shortness as far as you're on. So they much prefer that you just that you have very, very short, like 2-minute episodes, which is sometimes doable and sometimes not doable. And as part of that whole thought, I'm definitely considering starting a new project of
Lead you to master.
let's go ahead and kill this guy with this guy. And then I could
My
smash
fate
the
is
face,
sealed.
smash the face.
Job's
We
done.
should be fine. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing a new series in which I'm just gonna go through all the cards that we have up to this point
What you want?
and do a very short, very quick, kind of dictionary-esque description of the cards. There we go. So, what game is that? That's game of 4. 40 gold, 40 gold. That's game 2. So for the rest, this will be our last game for the episode. We'll just continue as the priest, and then we'll play as the Murloc next episode. The Murloc stick. And if I do go through that project, I'm definitely gonna have less than 2-minute videos, which would be fine by me. I don't even know how you're gonna get this whole new Google YouTube cards thing. I don't know how you're gonna get that into a 2-minute episode.
The light shall bring victory.
I think I'd probably just have to pick one and stick to it, because they'll just be so close together. I haven't seen cards work for me at all yet. I have to admit that, though. I haven't seen anybody put down any of them, and it doesn't even feel like it really works. I've seen people abuse annotations just fine, but that does not mean I don't want them to work in cell phone versions. And even if they didn't ever work on the cell phone versions, I definitely don't want them to go away or in favor of what the cards are right now. The cards do look slicker and nicer, but people aren't clicking on them. It's just that simple. People aren't seeing them, people aren't clicking on them. I'm sure people that hate annotations because they've been abused by the people who misuse them love that factor. They love that they don't have to look at them anymore, but frankly, you could turn off annotations all at any point.
Job's done.
It's in the little gear in YouTube. You can just have your preferences turn that off. But I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend better you comment how on videos with bad annotations, or just not watch videos with bad annotations. Right now, I'm only using one. It's subscribe now at the beginning, and the subscribe now is going to go away as soon as I get the outro made, which I keep talking about how I want to get that done, and it's not my fault why it's not getting done. I'm just going to leave it at that. I would have had it done if I had what I needed to do it long ago, but it's my artist volunteer who is turning into more hassle than he is worth. Just taking forever, stringing me along. I mean, I know I'm not top priority. I'm not paying him or anything. I would have fired him long ago if I was paying him. But he's just not fast enough. He's not fast enough to even be an artist. Well, he might actually watch this video. I'll listen to that, but every other artist I've ever seen could do art faster than it's taking him. But
You call that
yeah, once I get the outro, there will be other annotations in the outro, but they're going to be much more. They're going to all be invisible annotations, so you're just going to see the outro. It's going to allow you to click on any of the things in the outro to then let's see. Let's bring this guy out. To then click on that. So there will be like, check out this playlist, check out this playlist, click here to support me, click here to follow me on any Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, click here to go to Steam, here's my battle.net thing. I can't find a link to a battle.net thing. I don't think one
Let
exists.
me think.
So all I can do is say, here's what my battle.net ID is if you want to friend me. But all the things I say at the end will go away, and I'll be glad for it. If you are annoyed by wrap-ups of episodes, you're not alone. I want them to go away too. It's far too much talking, it's far too much of an ask. I would really want people to help me out, but it's like, okay. But yeah, it's just too much. It's just too much.
Well played.
And when I can get that all visually on the
Behold, might
screen,
of Storm
and
Wind.
everybody knows, can figure out, oh, this is gonna be at the end of every episode, so if I click here, and to follow them on Twitter now, it's not I can click somewhere else to follow them on Google Plus later, or if I don't feel like clicking donation, any donations right now, that's fine. Oh man, I should have killed that guy first. But let's see.
Job's done.
So let's see. He has 14 damage.
Justice.
Shields up. Red alert.
Not in good place. Not in a good position. Well, this is gonna be the last of us.
Undone.
This. And heal. With double a minion's health. Double a minion's health.
Job's done.
And hope that saves us, but I don't think it is going to. There's 12, 15, 18 damage on the board.
Let the pain speak to me.
Man, if I could have gotten him a little bit closer. But my last spiteful act leaves him still with 9, so I've lost this. So that's going to be the end of this episode. We got 2 quests done. That's great. We will play the Murlocs deck next episode. We probably still are going to end up doing a 3rd episode, which is good news. Always a little short on Hearthstone just because of the way we're doing it. Unless I start running into a ridiculous amount of gold and have 3,500 ready to go for the next adventure thing, and possibly another 3,500 ready to go for the one after that, then maybe at that point I'd just start going crazy and doing arena runs out of the blue. Getting 4 episodes for every 3 days would be a great idea. Getting ahead a little bit every now and then would be a great idea. Our only quest is win more games, so we'll be doing that with our Murloc deck since I was going to be playing offline today anyways, I might as well just do it online. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that would be one line on the outro. If you want to support me, there are 2 ways. One is by clicking on my name, Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel, or by clicking on the Amazon.com affiliate link in the description and shopping as you normally would. That would be like 2 bullet points on the outro. If you want to follow me on practically any social media or friend me on Steam or Battle.net, all that information is down below. I would put that in several bullet points on another column on the outro. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening. I'd make that its own special screen on the outro. So the outro will definitely be quicker and faster and nicer looking than me saying all of that stuff. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.